Good evening, people. Welcome to another edition of Everything Wrestling. I am joined, as always, by that knucklehead.
Hardcore Christopher. You can't see me on account of the sun glare.
I tried, but the sun is kind of bad at the moment because it's going down. So, I want your opinion on the return of the NWA. We're back on the Attack pay-per-view on the 24th. And then from what Fight had got slipped, even though I don't think they were supposed to, the new season of NWA Power.
First off, is NWA Power still going to be a YouTube?
I think NWA had taken everything off of YouTube, so I'm thinking it's just going to be a Fight TV exclusive. I think there was some sort of...
So that means you have to have the app in order to watch it.
I think so. I think I may be wrong. And if I am, I apologize, because this is just speculation, because the NWA still has not announced anything. But the pay-per-view is able to be pre-ordered because I've already bought it. For $19.99. That I gave my NWA plug of the night.
For $20.
For a 3-hour show.
Okay.
That's not bad when you consider I've already bought AEW Revolution, which airs this Sunday night at 7 o'clock for $49.99.
Why?
Hey.
Why?
Hey, at least I'm not Alvin. He also bought the Ring of Honor anniversary show.
Wait, what?
That comes on soon.
So he bought Revolution, he also...
No, he did not buy Revolution. Because after he got done buying the NWA and that, he said he didn't have no more money. So I got one up on him. And I personally don't buy anything Ring of Honor until they get crowds again, because I'm not a big follower of Ring of Honor to begin with. I was already watching NWA, so I'd be able to get into that. I was already watching AEW. I was already watching Impact. I was already watching somewhat WWE.
Your brother running out of money is as funny.
It is.
It's
considering he only got paid today, this morning. But
he blew it on wrestling. You're telling me he blew it on wrestling?
Well, what he had left over. Yeah. So let's get to the video at hand. People don't want to know about my brother's financial problems. So your thoughts about the return?
I think it's a good...
Of the NWA.
I think it's a nice move.
I'm glad it's finally happening.
It took forever. I do expect a lot of changes in the NWA simply because...
Well, they're going to have to, because some of the guys are no longer with them. You got...
Where does Aaron Stevens go from here?
He got a new tag button. And they are champions.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. They're on the hour and a half UWN that they were working with him. Stevens and another guy that he claimed was the question mark, and his exact word was, "You can't prove me wrong!" So they won the belts. It's a big powerhouse guy. Apparently he's famous, but I didn't know who he was. And they are now tag team champions. And Eli Drake is now Eli Dolk? No, LA Knight. Let me get this right. With NXT.
And from what I heard, he had an impactful debut.
I mean, a lot of the people has moved on. Is Thunder Rosa still NWA, or is she AEW?
She's been showing up a lot on AEW.
AEW currently is using the Women's Championship. I expect that to change in the next few weeks. I expect at least NWA roster member to win that belt. But then again, with them having a working deal with one another, they might be able to...
You can't forget about New Japan either.
Well, right now, we're not talking New Japan. We're talking NWA and the NWA Women's Championship. So, they might be able to keep Serena Deeb, if that's who Billy Coleman wants as champion, because with them filming the entire season of Power in a span of 3 days, and then, of course, the pay-per-view itself, the night, it's the first night, and then you got the 3 days of taping. From what I've read. That could be completely wrong, but that's what I hear. And if they record all of them episodes in the span of 3 or 4 days, then she might have to miss one Dynamite, but they don't use Serena Deeb on every Dynamite anyways.
Who are they going to? Who are they going to have to replace Stu, aka Wade?
That is an interesting question. I don't know.
Because
with this now being on Fight and not YouTube, does that still leave Jim Cornette on the out?
I think it does.
And does he even want to rejoin them? Because he was just doing it because it was fun.
Well, you have to look on how he went out. He
chose to leave.
He just told.
He didn't want to tarnish the NWA.
He just told He just told Dave, whatever his name was. I only did this.
I am just speculating on this next concept, but I want to ask you about this just for the simple fact that the NWA announcement came the same week that I found out about this.
Okay.
Could Joey Styles be coming in as the play-by-play? And the other guy doing the analysis?
That would make sense because he did trade.
He trademarked it February 25th to Joey Styles, which is his stage name trademark. It just
who would own? I guess the ownership of the trademark would have went to WWE.
Yeah, but Vince has a habit of letting things elapse when he don't think anyone wants it. And then he tries at the last minute to get it back, but by that point, someone else is already trademarking it, and he lost because of the fact that he wasn't the first one to trademark it. I mean, I ain't saying Joey Styles is there. I don't know if the NWA has anything that Joey Styles would want, at least yet, but we do have to admit, the NWA was on a roll before the Corona nonsense.
Yes.
They was on a roll. The pay-per-views are affordable. $19.99 for a pay-per-view of a wrestling card is not bad.
$20.
It's not bad.
It's not bad when you have to pay a pay-per-view provider for a WWE pay-per-view that costs around
$65.95 or $75.
Might as well just rack it up and say 70.
And WrestleMania is $10 above what that is. And who knows what it would be now, because that's been several years since the network launched.
Speaking of the network, what do you think about the network flying the coop to Peacock?
Well, I'm going to give it, as of right now, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. As long as they make the network as easy as it is to get to your shows now. My concern is it's going to be hard to get to what you want to watch. Because they got so much Edo junk there, they need to make sure there's a separate side of the Peacock where you can type in what you're looking for, or type in WWE Network and you can just get all the WWE stuff.
Because I know you have Peacock, but
I haven't, but I had not turned it on yet because it's activated. I'm waiting on the 18th, but
what was the point of this video?
Just NWA and whatever comes out of our mouths.
Okay. I watched Impact for the first time in a month. I did not watch Raw. Well, let me just rephrase. I tried to watch Raw, but the first segment, I pretty much knew that I was not going to be able to.
I watched the last 45 minutes of Raw. And I gotta admit,
What happened?
The Lashley won the belt, pretty much, with the entire show.
Oh, the entire show was built around Miz and...
Well, it was supposed to start out with that match. The Miz says he needed an hour. At that top of the hour, you see a scene in the back where he got beat up. So he was claiming. I think it was because he was holding his leg. Well, then it was ordered that he had to come out to the mat. Well, the bell rings, Miz grabs the belt, runs, and gets counted out. Then it was announced by Shane McMahon, which, of course, there was other stuff that happened.
So, in other words, he's just angering Lashley.
Pretty much. And then Shane McMahon basically tells the Miz, if he does not show up for this match, he's going to award Lashley the belt. Well, right before the bell rings, Shane McMahon comes out, and you know there's more to it. He goes, and they had it there where Shane was thinking about something else maybe to add to this match. And he goes, hey, Miz, before we get started, I've thought about it, And I've decided that we need some more help to keep you in the ring. And basically made it a lumberjack match.
I'm surprised you didn't make it a steel cage.
And The Miz teed off Lashley, of course, throughout the night, and it was pretty much a one-sided match. Mm-hmm. Now the big storyline is this, especially with Corey Graves name dropping him a few times. They during the Raw Talk segment 2 weeks ago, when it was announced that Lashley was getting his match. Well, of course, you got Corey Graves and a woman that does the show. Well, the woman goes, we all know who could challenge him, but I ain't gonna say his name. And then Lashley goes, well, I will. Lesnar. So they are finally dropping the name again, which make me wonder what it's cooking.
Do they really think? I mean, Lashley is 44 years old, and he...
That's the whole reason Lashley came back. Was a Brock Lesnar match.
But no matter how good Lashley
the only thing I can see, Brock being who he is, has a lot of stroke in the back. Don't deny that.
And a lot of money.
So, what I can see happening is Lashley is going to be booked to take on McIntyre. Somehow, Lesnar's going to come out in the middle of this match, and then the ring announcer is mysteriously going to get word from the back that is now a triple threat. And Lesnar going to walk out with that belt.
Okay, from what I understand...
Excuse me.
And from what I saw on the WWE's YouTube channel, do you think they could be building a match between Edge and Daniel Bryan? After Roman?
It might be after Roman, but I mean, I don't see how Roman could keep that belt. I think there will be
It's spear versus spear, and we can both agree that
Roman has the more vicious of the two. I ain't gonna deny that. But I think the crowd are gonna riot if Roman walks out with that belt.
They're already doing that, though.
We're gonna have a live crowd for the first time in 12 months.
Oh, does that mean no more Thunderdome?
At least for one night. And with all the states opening those states back up, I can see Vince at least starting to travel soon. But with that being said, this is Everything Wrestling. That's Hardcore Christopher saying keep it 2021.
Keep it hardcore, everyone. Don't keep it 2020.